For instance, you see, Jesus Christ in the last day during judgment, the Bible says Jesus is going to talk to some people and say to them, I was naked, you did not clothe me. I was hungry, you didn't feed me. I was even in prison, and you did not visit me. Now, if you take this word literally, it's good to do those things literally. But you can do these things literally, but you're not keeping the law of Christ. Because, for instance, the Jews gathered to Jesus and said to him, feed us, for we've heard you've multiplied food like Moses used to do. And Jesus Christ told him, he said, labor not for meat that perisheth, but labor for the real food that came down from heaven. And he said, I am the real food that has come down from heaven. They said, we ate manna from heaven. He said, no, I'm the real one that has come down from heaven. And so he cannot himself stop giving the Jews food and then call his disciple and say, go to the world, feed men with physical food now. The reason why Jesus Christ came was to save our souls. He said, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded from the mouth of God. When he was tempted in a circumstance of food, what shall it profit a man to eat 7 bags of rice, and then his soul is still hungry? And now you move down to, I was in prison, and you did not visit me. Remember that John the Baptist was the cousin of Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ was baptized by John the Baptist. It is written in the law that Jesus Christ, when he comes, he shall set the captives free. And John the Baptist was in prison. And he sent for Jesus. Say, ask him, are you Messiah? Because if you are Messiah, you ought to come and set me free from this prison. And Jesus Christ said, go and tell John that those that were in captives are being set free. Just like Paul would say, though I am in chain, but I'm a free man. A prisoner of this world that knows Christ is a free man. A president of any nation that doesn't know Christ may think that he's a free man, but he's a man in bondage. No, they don't have spiritual immunity. And that is what matters. And now when we talk about, I was naked and you did not clothe me. So let me read something in the book of Revelation chapter 3, verse 17. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable, and poor and blind and naked. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear. So this is a church that had everything. They are rich in cars, houses, and everything. They are well clothed. They are not hungry. They are freeborn. And then Jesus Christ told John, say, write a letter to them. That they say in their heart, we have everything. But I want to let them know that they are wretched. Not only poor, but they are wretched. And I want to let them know that they are naked. And he said, buy of me the white raiment, that you may be clothed, so that the shame of your nakedness shouldn't show. The Bible says, put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the anger of Satan. He says, put on truth. Belt is truth. Guide your loins with truth. And say, helmet of salvation. So your salvation is helmet. And you know how dangerous it is for you to go to war without helmet. You know how dangerous it is for you to go to war without shield, which is faith. And so this part of clothing is very important for a believer. And so this is true Christian clothing. But this is why Paul says, if you're justified by the law, Christ shall profit you nothing. Imagine a man being justified for carnal way of dressing, but a real Christian clothing he has not put on. How shameful it is. A Christian is a new creature. All traditions have their own way of dressing. But when we come to Christian tradition, the doctrine of Christ, a Christian needs to be taught on spiritual clothing, because